In the know, non-stop Vikings talk. It's Purple Daily on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
Gentlemen, welcome in. 3 different locations here today. 3 different remote locations for your Purple Daily Write That Down session. Judd basically getting up with the sun today to get out for the joint practice. He's already at, what are we, like 3 hours before the joint practice? And Judd is already at Twin Cities Orthopedic Performance Center, ready to rock and roll.
Bright and early, because yes, they were supposed to start practice originally at 11:45. They moved it up by an hour. And I will say this, when I stepped out the door of my St. Louis Park home this morning, I basically almost melted. So,
dude, it's hot.
This is not going to be fun football practice. I will say that.
This is going to be a grind for the boys.
Everyone be careful.
Yeah, well, I mean, they'll stop for water breaks and whatnot.
I'm thinking fans too.
Oh, yeah, well.
And media.
Well, there are beverages. Be careful with because there's fans will get out there. I don't care if it's a Wednesday or a Friday, like they'll get out there and rip a few adult bevies. So yeah, be careful. So we've got a Write That Down session here today, which we will explain. The show is presented by our friends over at TCL. I got a non-TCL TV here in my my hotel room at this podcast. It's called Podcast Movement Conference. By the way, Declan and I had kind of nerded out over text message. One of the sessions yesterday was with Eric Bischoff and Jeff Jarrett talking about their wrestling podcasts and all this cool stuff.
And you didn't get put through a guitar? You didn't put a guitar through you? Jeff Jarrett didn't?
I was kind of hoping he'd bring a guitar.
Jealous. Declan had to be incredibly jealous of that. That sounds cool.
If between Double J not putting in a guitar or Eric Bischoff not putting you into elimination chamber, I mean, missed opportunities in my opinion, but great guys to be around for sure.
Yeah. So that was kind of fun. The nerdy wrestling side of me was fanboying. But TCL has award-winning TVs for any budget, any space, all with stunning picture quality. TCL makes more than just TVs, too. They offer mobile products, audio devices, and home appliances. TCL brings you joy and simplicity through innovative technology. You can learn more at TCL.com. And a shout-out to our friends over at Federated Mutual Insurance Company. They've been around for over 100 years. Like we say on the show, Federated is like having a great offensive line for your business. Risk management, protection, looking out on the horizon, and helping you maximize your business. So check them out, federatedinsurance.com. You can see all sorts of resources on their website that you can tap into, and you can get a hold of your local marketing rep. At Federated, it's our business to protect yours. So, Judd, you might be wondering, why is old Macadag dragging a little bit today? Was it too many adult beverages at the bar in Denver last night?
Oh, boy.
A couple glasses of wine last night. I'm going to play you some audio from my hotel room at 3:55 in the morning here.
May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? There has been a fire alarm reported in the building. Please proceed to the nearest exit and evacuate the building.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, a half hour straight of that starting at 3:55 in the morning.
So I got a question. What did you do?
I stayed.
Yep. Good call. Great call. But half hour, there's nothing you can do. You can't sleep through it.
I was willing to burn alive.
Yep.
Listen, they came on the intercom after like 20 minutes and like I don't know who's working at 3:55 in the morning, but they said, we are investigating the cause of this fire alarm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're investigating the cause, there's probably not a raging fire happening in the lobby, right? So I think I'll just stay and take my chance.
And what year or what approximate era was your hotel built in?
It's a Gaylord property. It looks in the last.
Pretty old.
I don't know. How old are Gaylord properties? There's like 8 of them around the country.
But there's some hotels where I would leave. Like there's some older looking hotels where I'd be like, if this thing's on fire.
I mean, there's a lot of wood, I guess. So
I'm not getting out, but there's a lot of the new ones. I'm like, this is a Marriott property. She ain't going to the ground.
No, this is a Marriott. It's like a luxury Marriott property.
But that would suck. A half hour. So basically, what you're trying to tell us is you consumed drinks and then got woken up after like 2 hours sleep or 3 hours sleep.
According to my Fitbit, it was 3 hours. It's like 3 hours and 20 minutes of actual sleep from the time I had the pillow. Like there might have been like a half hour waiting
right now.
And I did not get back to sleep, by the way. So
I'm going to the bullpen. Who can come in? You just threw 78 pitches. You clearly should not be in the game. Where's Dylan Floral? I got to bring in our Dylan Floral for this.
No. Well, we're going to bring in Christian, who's going to be the guest listener predictor here in a few minutes. If you want to be a guest listener predictor on the only segment in America that actually puts statistics next to our predictions, you can send Declan a message through the Score North app, and we'll get you scheduled. So 3 Vikings or football-related predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. That's how Write That Down works. And we do a completion percentage and touchdowns for the statistics. So Dex, if you could pop the accountability session on the screen here, I will go through and hold all of us accountable, starting with Judd Zolgad. Not a good week. Not a good week there for Judd. There we go. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, no, I deserve. Yeah.
So you said Jackpot Lesney will be perfect on field goals and extra points against the Titans. And we did ask you, if he doesn't kick, is this wrong or is it conditional? And you said, no, it's wrong.
It's wrong.
So,
and he didn't even make it to the game.
No, he didn't. Maybe he was perfect kicking in his backyard or something. I don't know.
Doesn't
but not
matter.
against the Titans. You said Johnny Munt, your guy, the best third-string tight end in the history of the National Football League.
Play.
3 or more catches against the Titans. He did not have any catches.
He didn't play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, tough to have 3 catches if you don't play. And then you had, ordinarily we'd flag this, but we somehow missed it. You had 2 very similar predictions about Dalvin Cook. You said he'd be a member of the Bills this season, and then you said he will play for the Bills this upcoming season.
Yeah.
And both of those are wrong. Usually we would bring it to your attention that you've already made that prediction.
Yeah, but you didn't help me.
We missed it. So,
but you guys gave me no help, so thank you very much for that.
So you get that prediction wrong twice. And all right, we'll start with my incorrect predictions. I said Ty Chandler would score at least 1 touchdown in the second preseason game. He did not. I said during the course, this is a parlay, during the course of the preseason, we'd have an Ivan Pace sack, a Jackpot Les 45-yard field goal.
I
can't even spell his name right.
I just gave up on the spelling.
That's such disrespect. His career's in peril.
And so that clearly didn't happen because he wasn't allowed to kick against the Titans. On the green side here, there was some controversy on the first day, but then there was footage of like a punch being thrown and a guy getting kicked out. So the skirmish prediction by me wound up being correct after some back and forth.
Never again, though, by the way. We will never allow skirmish again. It will have to be an all-out fight.
That's fair. That's fair.
That was stupid thing of Declan and I not to flag that.
Yeah. I mean, I asked you guys, I said, can you help me frame this? And you're like, it's a skirmish.
That's what I'm saying. We should have said, it's a skirmish.
And then I said Shannon Sharp will show up on First Take with Stephen A. Smith at some point before the end of the year. Now, technically, he hasn't actually shown up yet, but he did sign a contract to be part of First Take multiple times a week. So Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith will be yelling at each other on a TV near you, a TCL TV. All right. Our guy Miles from Climbing the Pocket and the Purple Daily on Draft podcast said a few months ago, before the start of training camp, the Vikings will extend at least 3 players on the current roster. They've been a little slow to extend players. So this one's incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
And then Declan had 2 Jackpot Les predictions go awry.
Well, he gets the name right for his predictions. It's yours where he just shortcuts the name.
Yeah. You said Jackpot Les will miss a kick against the Titans. He did not miss a kick against the Titans. But then this is a really bad beat.
Yeah.
You said like 2 months ago, Jackpot Les will be cut by the Vikings in the last round of cuts. So you made this, I think, thinking that there are still multiple rounds of cuts.
That is correct.
But we found out after the prediction, there's actually only 1 round of cuts.
Well,
so what you're really predicting is that the backup camp kicker will be cut by the Vikings in the last round of cuts.
Right.
And the bad beat is that he got cut before the cuts.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's these are the breaks. These are, it's all about the game and how you play it. And I got burned here.
It's a tough scene there on the Jackpot Les predictions.
That's okay though. Look at that. That's fine.
Nevertheless, Declan still leads 35% completions, Judd 32.7. I'm at 31.5. Listeners at 26.9%. I have 5 touchdowns, leading Judd and Declan with 4 each, and the listeners with 1. All-time, Declan 35.2% completions, just ahead of Judd's 34.5. I'm at around 32%. Listeners 23.4, and you guys have a lot of work in the touchdown category before you can catch up to the Patrick Mahomes of Write That Down. This check down Charlie's here that I work with every single day. All right, let's bring him in here. Christian is our guest listener predictor. He's made appearances on Ventline, but this is his debut on Write That Down. Christian, welcome to the show.
Thank you, boys. How are you?
We're doing pretty well. Judd is ready for the joint practice. What is your history as a Vikings fan, Christian? Tell us, like what's your first Vikings fan memory?
So funny story. I think it was 99 when the Sega Dreamcast came out, something like that. And my dad got me the Madden game with Randy Moss on the front. So of course I play as the purple team. And I go, oh, I like this guy a lot. And the Vikings came to Buffalo 2002 or 3, and Brad Johnson was the QB. That was the first game I ever went to, and I just fell in love. All the purple in the stands, even in Buffalo. And ever since, I've been stressed, white hair everywhere, and,
wow,
joining the party.
Was that possibly 2005?
Something like that. I can't remember.
Or no, Childress' first year. That's the game where Childress called the play to throw the ball into the middle of the field with like 10 seconds left. And the team's like, what are you doing? The clock's going, and he threw like a pass to Marcus Robinson. Brad did, and the clock ran out, and I think the Vikings lost. I was there. It was.
You might be right, but in Buffalo, they're all drunk and crazy. So and I'm still a kid,
fun.
so I don't really know what's going on.
Cool. It was a cool atmosphere back then.
Oh yeah, for sure.
A lot of drinking.
I always love the random ways that some people some people are just like born in Minnesota and their family, it's like a legacy of Vikings fans. Then other people like discover Randy Moss on a video game or something. It's always fun to hear how people became fans. So we're going to start with you, Christian. We're going to go around the room 3 different times. We'll make one prediction per lap, and the predictions must be football or show related. Those are really the only 2 parameters. So you're under center here. You fire away whenever you're ready.
Okay. I'm going to just word it how I wrote it out. Just let me know if I need to change the verbiage, if that's okay for my first one. So write this down. KOC, who I think should have got more votes for Coach of the Year last year, will finish top 3 in Coach of the Year voting this season.
Okay.
Because that was an outrage that he wasn't top 5, considering, the defense was garbage, but 13 wins and how they won. Coaching matters in that point, right? Especially with Kirk and his turnaround last season. So I give all my faith in KOC, and I think he'll get top 3 this season.
Nice.
Hopefully.
Mm-hmm. I think what's so weird is usually if you like the Coach of the Year is usually the one that outperforms expectations the most, right? Like Phil Jackson and Greg Popovich in the NBA rarely won Coach of the Year because they're always expected to win 60 games. If you outperform your Vegas win total by 4 wins, like the Vikings did, and your coach can't even sniff top 3, it's kind of an oddity. But
I can confirm that one of the people upset about that was indeed Kevin O'Connell.
He was annoyed. Yeah,
he was miffed. And he's right. Although Brian Daboll beat him in the playoff game, Brian Daboll won the award, and KOC won more games. So I think in the end, I think he might have finished like 5th or 6th, like in the overall balloting. And I think it probably miffed him that he wasn't at least top 3, if nothing else.
Yeah,
and I do agree with that.
Yeah. All right, Judd, you're up next.
Okay, some roster predictions because we're coming down to cut down day, which is Tuesday. We're going to go from 90 to 53. It's all done at once. Jack Podles, of course, unfortunately, already cut. Sorry, Declan. Nick Muse will open the season on an NFL team's 53-man roster, but it won't be the Vikings. Mm-hmm. So Nick Muse is going to get picked up. He's had a really good camp. He should make this team, but there's no room, like with their tight ends. So Nick Muse will open the regular season, just to be clear, on a 53-man roster, but it won't be the Vikings. I don't see a way to keep him.
I mean, maybe you could trade the best 3rd-string tight end for like a 1st-round pick. That's what I would be. I'd be shopping Johnny Munt.
What if they do? What if that was all a
like a low 1st-round pick, like a late?
What if that was a setup? Well, I mean, we'd hate to give up Munt, but I guess we will.
Yeah. If someone offers us a high 2nd-round pick, though, maybe we can part ways with him. All right, Dex.
Judd, I will snipe mine, but I'll write this down. Nick Muse makes the Vikings 53-man roster. Nick Muse will make the Vikings 53-man roster. Yes, he will make the 53, either just by how well he's played, by a trade of Johnny Munt. Hell, there's random injuries that happen between now and cut down day. He'll make the Vikings 53-man roster.
Oh, is that a threat? That sounds like a threat.
That is so random that we both had Nick Muse predictions out of the gate.
No, it's weird. I have one of two predictions I thought was going to get sniped, and I was like, which one should I go with? And then you bring out a Nick Muse prediction on your first pitch fastball. I was like, well, crap, now I got to bring a Nick Muse prediction out into the open before Mackey does it too.
I feel like I didn't have a Nick Muse prediction in my bag today, but I just want to verify. Well, I'll ask you. He's never scored like an NFL touchdown before, right? Nick Muse, right?
No.
Okay. All right. Write this down. Nick Muse will score an NFL touchdown in the 2023 season.
I didn't mean for this to go this way. Okay, I was just throwing out a Nick Muse prediction.
Let's make them all Nick Muse predictions going forward. Nick Muse will start a family with at least 5 children.
I was about to say, now I have my hammerhead of my SEO of Minnesota Vikings predictions. I can just start with Nick Muse since there's at least 3 of them already in this episode.
Yeah,
have you heard of him?
The heavy search traffic for Nick Muse.
Great hair. No
question.
All right, back to Christian for your second prediction.
So I will not be making a Nick Muse prediction.
Buzzkill.
Thank you for ending that streak I started.
So with the emphasis on running the ball more and avoiding Kirk Cousins catching the ball randomly, which I never want to see again in any game, write this down. Alexander Mattison will rush for 1,000 yards or more, 10 rushing touchdowns or more, and 3 receiving touchdowns or more this year. I think he's going to have a really good year. I think he schemes well in the system with KOC, and they're going to give him the ball a lot. I think so.
Got all that?
I did. I feel like the 10 rushing touchdown part is probably the hardest one to come off the board here. I think he can get to 1,000, and 3 receiving is plausible. I think it's the 10 rushing touchdowns. It's probably going to be the top one.
This is a touchdown prediction for sure.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, Judley.
Jordan Addison will play in 13 games or fewer this season. Jordan Addison, I'm very concerned he's not going to be able to stay on the field. I actually think he'll be effective when he is on the field, but he's, got hurt in the springtime workouts. He got hurt and suffered a concussion here already. Concussions concern me because once they start, you can certainly suffer more. So, and anyway, Jordan Addison, 13 games or fewer this season.
All right. It's awfully negative. Between that and your TJ Hockenson probing, I feel like you're
TJ Hockenson probing, my Karl Anthony Towns comment on Twitter. Twins fans are mad at me about Bailey Ober for last night. I am under attack. I was accused last night by more than one person of ruining Minnesota sports. Somebody basically said you are ruining Minnesota sports.
I missed your Bailey Ober Twitter fight.
I just tweeted out the fact he was mad he got taken out. He got taken out after 78 pitches. Rocco came up with this sort of weird explanation of why. And so I basically tweeted the facts about it. And, you don't understand his innings pitched. I'm like, yeah, I do. That's why I just tweeted the facts about it. Yeah. People are mad at me. People are very upset with sports dad.
People can't handle the truth.
Well, I'm not supposed to be because the sports dad's not supposed to be a friend. Sports dad is supposed to be your sports dad.
Sometimes he'll put his arm around you, but sometimes you need tough love from sports.
Kick in the ass.
Yeah. All right. I think we're back to Declan here. Second prediction.
Yep. All right. Write this down. TJ Hockenson will get a contract extension between now and week 1. They're going to get this figured out between now and the first game of the season against Tampa Bay Bucks, against Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Bucks. TJ Hockenson will get a contract extension.
We've had a lot of pushback, I feel like, just going through some of the YouTube comments on the Purple Daily YouTube channel and some of the emails that Judd or we are making too much of the TJ Hockenson thing, that he's missed like 2 weeks of practice. That, there's been some people say I've had ear infection issues and equilibrium. And I don't think anyone's doubting that the ear infection existed or exists. I think we're wondering if it doesn't feel like if it's that serious. It just like the tone of the whole thing from the coaching staff to Hockenson, something doesn't add up, I guess, is what we're pontificating.
Right. Yeah, I got a note last night from a guy on Twitter that said I should stop prying, stop invading his personal. And I tweeted back, I said, when it comes to stuff like this, that's not a privacy thing. Like, it's one thing if his parents are sick or his wife is sick, right? Like that I can see. But if a guy is coming out to practice and taking part in half a practice and then walking off, that's not a privacy problem. That is a football problem, and football problems are a go to investigate.
Right. Like if he was absent from practice for a week and the team said, hey, it's a personal or medical thing, just back off for a second. Well, and by the way, the first couple days, I'm pretty sure the team floated the first couple days behind the scenes, like, hey, it's an ear infection, but let's, if you guys could just keep that just until you know, and then a couple days later, the team comes out with it. So if he's like, if there's definitely a respectful boundary there that media can abide by. But anyways, so that's why the probing exists. Okay, my second prediction. Write this down. Before the first game of the season, the Vikings will make a trade that brings them a draft pick. So the Vikings will swing a trade of some kind, and the Vikings will acquire a draft pick in the trade. That's the prediction.
Off the record, care to
I think
elaborate on what type of player gets traded?
You know, they've got a couple different interesting roster crunches. I could see TJ Hockenson maybe getting traded in the next couple weeks. I'm just throwing it out there.
Wow.
Nick Muse is flashing at camp. They might not want to pay $40 million guaranteed to a non-elite tight end.
Nick Muse could actually get Nick Muse.
He could get traded.
Could be traded.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ezra Cleveland or someone get traded, and Dalton Reisner signs to fill the spot. This is a safe space to make predictions.
I ask off the record too.
Mm-hmm. That's all off the record.
This won't be held against you.
Okay. All right.
Until you're wrong.
Back to Christian for his third and final prediction.
So off the record, I do find it odd that Hockenson doesn't participate in the team stuff. I agree 100%. It's got to be contract related. And that was one of my predictions, Phil, actually, that they were going to get rid of him. Dude, I had that.
Go for it.
Go for it. Come on, Christian.
So, no, I'm going to use a different one for my Viking sanity to come through at one point in my life. So my third, write that down, is the Vikings this season will win at least one playoff game by more than 7 points.
Whoa. Okay. It's a parlay then. They're going to make the playoffs, win a playoff game.
Because, I'm willing it into existence. I'd love for the Vikings to make the playoffs and don't cause heart attacks or panic. Just go out there, perform, win the game. That's it. We move on to the week after. It could be
touchdown,
wild card. It could be the Super Bowl.
You get 4 cracks at this, technically.
Yeah,
that's true.
I spent like a few days writing down these predictions because of other viewers, I guess, and you guys not pronouncing them correctly. So I don't want to get burned for that. Vocabulary is everything, right? So I want to make sure I pronounce this right. So I think I did, just to make it clear.
So this is good stuff, man. Yeah, you do get, if they win their first playoff game by 3, it's still in play for the divisional round or the conference championship round. We'll see.
Exactly.
That's
right.
Great stuff here, Christian. Since you've got this life-changing platform right now on Purple Daily, is there anyone in your life you'd like to thank that brought you to this pinnacle moment?
Okay, so I'll just take a quick minute. My dad for bringing me to my first NFL game, for buying me that Sega Dreamcast. You guys for having a platform for me to listen to, because I got a couple friends. I'll shout them out: Gilbert, Jesse, Brent, Armin, Jamie. Awesome guys, but we have our small little football group and we don't have this, right? A nice community where after a frustrating game or an awesome game, we could come listen to you guys, have fans call in, have fans participate. So I really appreciate that. And most of all, my wife, who is a pronounced Packer fan just because she doesn't like that I'm a Vikings fan. So,
oh wow, just trying to balance things out.
Power play.
Yes.
Yes. Awesome, man. Christian, great stuff. Good luck with your predictions, and we'll get you on again, Vent Line, or write that down sometime.
Perfect. Cheers. Thank you.
All right. Boom. Here he is, Christian, taking some swings there.
Big swings.
I like it. If you're looking to take a swing at maybe remodeling or redoing your deck, where can the audience go, Judd?
Oh, there is one answer to that question, and it's ugly deck. Look at that right there. Look at those people dancing, and you're saying, why are they dancing? Why are they so happy? It's just a deck. It's far more. A maintenance-free deck can be expensive, but what if I told you there is a way to save $10,000 even if you think you can't build the deck yourself? UglyDeck.com is the DIY assist program where UglyDeck installs your footings and Ledger designs and assists with your project. And you finish the deck and you save thousands. You get a free DIY coach who's going to help you from start to finish. Half of the UglyDeck.com DIY customers, they have never framed a deck before, but you can DIY it with their help. Average savings are between 10 and 11 grand. If you go to their website, you can pick out your deck, check out all the great national brand products that they carry. Right now, they're in the midst of their fall promo, $500 off. Just tell them that Judd sent you or that you heard about it on this very show, Purple Daily. Late summer and fall, the perfect time to build a deck. So get started now on their website, uglydeck.com. Click on DIY. It's like your Kirk Cousins and Kevin O'Connell comes in and says, here's what we're going to do. And the next thing you know, you're saving thousands on your deck.
Amazing. Hey, Nutrisource is also back on board here for another football season for our dogs. It's the official dog food of Purple Daily and Score North and Maya Mackey and Stella Zolgad and Vinny the frog-legged. Looks like a dog and a human in a dog suit in one of the pictures. But yeah, Nutrisource has done wonders for Maya's digestive system. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, there he is.
Look at that guy right there.
There's Mr. Froglegs. He's actually sitting next to me right now. He would like Nutrisource to have a cinnamon roll flavor because Dad had a cinnamon roll this morning, and he's just been eyeing at my plate, literally looking at me still right now. Like, can I have some of that? How about just some Nutrisource, buddy? Those are better treats for you. You're delicious. They're delicious for you. You'll love them. Nutrisource makes his life a lot happier.
And don't forget too, as Stella right there is actually advocating for the training rewards treats, which are delicious. Stella goes outside, she comes inside, she says one thing: get me my training rewards treats right now. Although there is a difficult contractual situation, she sat me down last night and said, I want the Nutrisource money. It shouldn't go to you. And so now there's so Stella might be she might be taking part in individual doggy drills, but the teamwork she might be out for. So this is a very elaborate contractual matter between Stella, her pop, and the Nutrisource company.
It's always tough. NutrisourcePetFoods.com, NutrisourcePetFoods.com to find out more. All right, let's make one last round of predictions here, starting with Judd.
All right, I'm going to go to the Thursday night opener, which I think is, in my opinion, and if I'm not mistaken, NBC game still, is tempting fate. The Chiefs will beat the Lions by 10 or more points in that game. The Chiefs will beat the Lions. I know the Lions are a great story, and it looks like they might be good, and that's great, blah, blah, blah. But you're putting them against the Chiefs on opening night, which I think the Chiefs are going to take as really? Super Bowl champions against Detroit. 10 or more points. I could see this one. I won't be surprised if this one gets out of hand a little bit in Kansas City's favor. So that's my write that down.
Do you think there's a chance Dan Campbell gets canned before the season's over? Like if this thing goes totally sideways and the Lions win.
It's the Lions.
And they're like 2-8 or something.
Yes.
It's the Lions. Anything is possible.
Amazing. All right.
2-8.
All right, write this down. One more preseason game to go for the Vikings. They have the Cardinals on Saturday. Joint practices going on starting today. So write this down. Jaren Hall will get the start against the Cardinals. I know they don't announce that really until game time, so we won't figure this out till the morning. But I believe Jaren Hall will get the start, and he'll account for at least one touchdown. So he will get the start.
Okay, yeah. It's a given he's going to start. But your touchdown thing, he's going to start. But
he's probably going to start, but he'll get the start, and he'll account for at least one touchdown.
So he'll rush or throw for one.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, because he's going to start. I think Nick Mullins is not going to play, and I think that they signed the XFL quarterback to be Jaren Hall's backup. And if something happens, I think that guy would go in for Jaren Hall.
Mm-hmm. Okay, write this down. Is this a touchdown? Jalen Nailor will catch a touchdown pass, or I should say, Jalen Nailor will score a touchdown in the preseason game.
In the preseason game, I think yes. I think so.
I'm saying he'll play in the preseason game, and he'll score a touchdown in the preseason game. And you know what? Screw it. And Jaren Hall will be the quarterback who throws him.
Okay. Well, then
Jaren Hall will throw a touchdown pass.
You can tell I wasn't very excited before, but
I'm looking for a touchdown here. So Jalen Nailor will score a touchdown via Jaren Hall.
And at the end of that play, there will be a skirmish.
Listen, just because you guys are chapped about my correct prediction doesn't mean you have to keep bringing it up. So there's your predictions here. Purple Daily, where we just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die.